Hi, Rich from Elk Endeavors. How are you? I just wanted to circle back today to talk a little bit about clarity and the clearness of your goals. So when I look, got my goal cards here right here, and one of the things that I think is really important is that I'm watching my kids in the distance here. But one of the things I think is really important is that you really focus on what you're doing, and that's something that you'll hear time and again throughout the training. If you choose to take it up, the training, it talks so much about increasing your personal capacity to be a great person and a great salesperson and an entrepreneur, and all that kind of comes from inside. So I'm learning all these different things about, for instance, I just picked up an audio book called Psycho-Cybernetics yesterday. I started reading that in the car, and that it was really cool. But one of the things in terms of clarity is that you have this idea and you have this mindset of creating an entrepreneurial business, and you have to be clear about it. So circling back to the airborne school idea and parachuting and the fact that I really, I had no choice. I was there in Georgia. There was no coming back from me. My dad basically told me I wasn't allowed to come home, and ultimately I did it, and I was there. But I was also thinking about a time when I went and hiked the 100-mile wilderness up in Maine, which is part of the Appalachian Trail. It's the last part of the Appalachian Trail. And one of the things, I think this is a very important way to kind of think about it, is that the 100-mile wilderness is just that. Like, there's nothing between the top of the trail, which is Mount Katahdin, and a place called Monson in Maine. And so there's 100 miles and you have to walk. So there is no quitting, because if you quit, you have to walk back 50 miles. So you start walking and you walk 13 miles in the first day because you're all excited. If you quit there, you have to walk back 13 miles. If you walk the next day, then you're into 20 miles, 25 miles, and ultimately it's just, you can't quit. And so it forces you, because you can't quit. And because you're on the Appalachian Trail, you're there. There's nowhere you can go. You have to be clear, and you have to be clear about the goal. So the more you don't want to be on that trail, and toward the end, I was done. I did not want to be on the trail anymore, and I was running out of food, and there's a whole other story. But ultimately, I did not want to be on that trail anymore. So I geared it up, and I forced myself through it, and I had a great time. And ultimately, I look back on it as something that was a really defining moment in my life. But it was all because I had this clear goal of finishing, but I put myself in a place where I was forced to finish, because quitting, I still had to finish one way or the other. It just made it less convenient if I quit and walked backwards instead of moving forward. So I just wanted to share that with you. This is the last video in my series, and then I want you to keep an eye open for my email on Monday, which will have a new video from the 4% challenge. We're sort of re-releasing it, and we're very excited about that. So just make sure you take a look out in your email for the 4% challenge update, and I look forward to seeing you there. And thanks again for watching. Give me a subscribe if you're liking what I'm doing. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you know when I put new videos up. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.